Hey there, YouTube. It's Friday night. I'm hanging out in my library. Got a little scotch, have a pipe going, and I'm just here to chill out and maybe have a little heart to heart. And hopefully, one of us will gain something on the other side. You ever feel like you're at the bottom? Like it can't get any worse? I've been there. I think I am there. I don't know. First of all, my life's not all that bad. I can't complain. I own my own small business, which, if you have any experience with that, it ain't easy. No work is. I mean, that's why they call it work, right? But I've had a tough week. I'm sure your week's been for shit too. But, I was watching a little TV tonight and one of the superhero movies came on. The angsty high school kid or the nerdy high school kid who magically, through whatever, ends up with superpowers. You ever wondered where your superpowers are? Like, why didn't that ever end up happening to me? You know, uh, I've been blessed in my life. I have a lot of talents in places that I probably haven't even discovered yet. And I've always seemingly made the best of those. But yet I still feel like I'm at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm not rich. I'm not successful. I'm getting by, and there's something to be said for that. I feel like that's commendable in and of itself. But I tell you what, when I was in my early 20s, I always saw myself in a different place. And probably without the giant beard for one, but I'm loving it, so I guess thank God for small favors. But, when we're youthful, we have such optimism and idealism about where we're going to be and the success we're all going to have. And it's not that I haven't had my share of successes. It's just that they haven't come with a giant monetary, attachment with them. I've been involved with civic organizations. I've had been involved with employers where I've had a great deal of success and some fairly noteworthy stuff, but nothing that's made me more comfortable in terms of, finances, so to speak. And I don't want it to make this sound like life is all about money, because it's not. But you and I both know that paying the bills is an important part of, reality. Just throwing that out there. And right now, I'm not cutting it. And it sucks. But, something else that came from watching TV tonight. I was watching a little bit of professional basketball, and I was a pretty good basketball player in my day. Could have played in college, didn't. That was my own choice, but I could have. And that came with its certain amount of realization here in the moment this evening. In that, Michael Jordan was the tops in his profession, pro basketball. And that was my sport. He is a hero of mine. And one thing that Michael Jordan was never afraid to do was to take the shot to make or break the game. And I think that's an interesting thing to think about these days as I approach my 40s, in that I can claim that I want to take the winning shot. but I've never really put myself in the position to do that, if that makes sense. I guess what I'm getting at is there's a fearlessness, an unabashed courage in just stepping up and taking the last shot. And as good as a ball player as I was, I never put myself in that position. That was always somebody else's job. I was the guy that did the other stuff. I played defense, I rebounded, I did those things. It was up to the other guy or the other guys to take that winning shot. And I think that mentality has trickled down through the rest of my life. And here I am tonight, kind of pining the glory days of high school basketball. But it loosely relates to where I find myself today, and maybe where you do too. I don't know. Um, I have a lot of high school and college classmates who have found success in places that I never could have imagined them finding it. And I was the tops at what I did. I'm a graphic artist, and I'm awfully good at what I do. But I don't think I ever had that killer instinct. Um, a lot of people will applaud me for my maturity and my ability to maintain my attitude, and I don't lose my cool. That's not how I'm wired. I'm very level all the time. But maybe that's been to my detriment. And when I look at the things that are achievable in my world and in your world too, what I've been lacking, I think, is that mentality of I'm the guy who's going to take the last shot. And ultimately, that could be, why I'm sitting where I am. I don't know. There's nothing like a nice pipe and a little bit of soft jazz to get you maybe focused in the right direction. But, back to the killer instinct part of things, I've always been competitive. I was always wired to try to be better than the competition. But if you caught what I just said, I've always tried to be better. But if I didn't measure up, it was okay for me to just be second best. And once again, here I am going, woe is me about my station in life. And could things be better? You better betcha they could. For the first time in my life, I'm paying more out in bills than I'm earning on a monthly basis. And that's a pretty scary place to be. I don't expect that trend to last because I've always worked just hard enough to get by. And I'll continue to do that, but I feel like I'm better than that. Um, for all of the tough situations I've faced in life, most of the hurdles are hurdles I put up for myself. And I don't know about you. There's lots of bad things that happen to good people, and I've had some bad things happen to me. But rarely, if ever, has there been one that I couldn't have prevented? And that's maybe the hardest pill for any of us to swallow. Is that the problems in our lives are ones that we've created for ourselves, and not necessarily created, but the ones we didn't take action to prevent. And I'm sitting here on a Friday night pontificating over a scotch and a pipe. So obviously I'm not destitute, but I am awful close to that. I am probably 6 weeks out from major disaster if this ship doesn't get righted. And that's a scary place to be. Um, my best friends from high school and college will tell you that it's very hard for me to be candid and open about my own circumstances. But I love talking philosophy, so we'll just call that what this is tonight. Um, I'm capable of being better. I know that. I think you're capable of being better, and you probably know that too. The hard part is motivating ourselves to do that, to be. Sorry. I hate it when people play with their noses, and here I am. Look, nose playing. Okay, I'm over it. Um, it ain't always easy to be honest, to be open, to be candid, and even more so, it's awful damn tough to accept the failures that each of us have made. And like I say, I can talk philosophy all night long, but my best friends will tell you I'm not always good about talking about where I am. And here I am tonight, talking to YouTube, talking to you guys. Where's my superpower? Where's that killer instinct? And sometimes, we've got to find that within ourselves to succeed, to take the next step, to make it to the next level. Choose your metaphor. I don't give a shit, I'm capable of more than what I'm doing, but gosh, it's so easy to leave work early and go home and relax. It's so easy to not do that extra thing, because of the effort that it requires. And that's the silliest thing I've ever heard, but I am guilty of it every doggone day. Um, Everybody has different circumstances. You're hearing about mine tonight, and my biggest hurdle again is not being the guy who's willing to take the final shot, even though I know I can make it. Because it's easier for me to say, well, I could have made that shot, but I didn't take it. I gave it up to somebody else. Bullshit. We all have to be done with that. If we want to move forward, if we want to take the next step, because I'm guessing you know that guy or that gal who took that last shot. And even if they missed it, they still ended up ahead of where you are right now. That seems to be where I am. I don't know about you, and who knows what's going to happen with me in the future. But I am now, as of tonight, preparing myself to take the last shot in regulation. Maybe I make it, maybe I miss. But at least I went for the glory. As a caveat, I'm not suggesting you mortgage your home to go for that crazy idea you've had in the back of your head. But for me personally, it means stepping up to the plate. It means working, putting a few more hours into the gym, as it were, which is actually, my job because I'm too frickin' old for the gym. I haven't honestly worked out in a gym for 15 years. I do work out in my house. I have a weight bench, so I'm not completely lazy. But all that said, I needed this tonight to maybe right the ship a little bit, put it out on YouTube so I myself have some accountability, but also so you maybe are hearing some things that, you know, a lot of people are thinking about the same things you are. Why not this? Why not that? Why not this? You know what? We all have hurdles we face. Um, I've expressed some of mine. I'm ready to stop screwing around with it, but now it becomes a question of my own inner strength. How hard am I willing to press forward? Am I going to lock up the office a half hour early just because I don't feel like I can push any harder? I bet you I can push harder. I just got lazy. That's generally where it all comes down to. We all have the work in us. But sometimes it's easier to just fold before it's time. We'll pass the ball off to somebody else instead of taking the last shot. Even though if we take that shot, we may make it even more often than that jock stud does. The difference is, he always thinks he's going to make it. We always think we're going to miss. I don't know. Something serious to ponder. Do you want to take that last shot? Are you really willing to step up to the line, take that final shot in regulation to win the game? Could be the next step for both of us making it to the next level. I don't know. Thanks for the chat. By the way, smoking a pipe is bad for you, but golly, a little bit of meditation never hurt anybody's soul, I don't think.